It's not how much money you make, it's what you do with the money that you make. Morning, guys. Early morning. Want to hit you guys with some positive vibes. Um, so, a couple of books that I recommended were from the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, Rich Dad Poor Dad Cash Flow Quadrant. And then there's a third book, the book on investing. But some of you guys probably haven't gotten around to reading those books, but some key concepts that are captured in those books um, are around like just financial education, etc. Um, the schools just don't teach people how to manage their money, how to manage their finances. They don't talk about taxes, any of that. And as a result, most people are just living paycheck to paycheck and are struggling. And, the politicians will tell you that the system is rigged. Um, but I don't think it's the system that's rigged. I think it's the educational system that's rigged and just designed to create employees and consumers, right? So one of the key concepts in the book is around liabilities versus assets, and how most the average American, or other people too from other countries, the average person, what they do is they acquire liabilities, and a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket every month, so that you have to keep working and working and working and paying off that debt. So an example of a liability would be a car, a house, um, you know, uh, any type of credit card debt that you may use to get a new kitchen or something. All of those are liabilities because they just take money out of your pocket every month. Now, what what Robert Kiyosaki is trying to teach people is that you should use your money to acquire assets, and assets are things that put money in your pocket every month. Um, and if you slowly acquire assets over time, what'll happen is you'll have more passive income coming in, um, and less money going out, and eventually you'll build wealth, and eventually you'll achieve your freedom number. Um, and the freedom number is basically the amount of passive income that you need coming in every month to replace your W 2 income, or the money that you go to work for every month. Because once you have enough passive income to match your earned income, at that point you're free. You're free to quit your job. You're free to do other things. Um, so that's technically financial freedom. So you could calculate that number, figure out what's your after tax take home pay, and then start, buying real estate or investing in other vehicles that are bringing in passive income. Uh, and eventually you keep acquiring assets, more assets, more assets. Eventually you have enough passive income to match your earned income. Once you have that, then you're set. Um, well, you're not set, but at least you have more freedom than you did previously. Um, another concept in the book is around starting a business. You start a business, and then you use that business to acquire more assets. There are several advantages that he talks about in the book, uh, with owning a business versus being a W 2 wage earner. Um, and one of the key advantages of owning your own business is really the sky's the limit with how much you can earn. Whereas when you're in a job, it's usually capped at a certain amount. If you do really, really good, maybe you get a bonus, maybe you get a little raise or whatever, but it's not significant. But when you own your own business, you could double your income, you could triple your income, you could quadruple your income, so you have more flexibility. The other key difference is a W 2 wage earner, um, they they pay taxes up front, meaning The government takes taxes out of your paycheck before you even see it. You never see that money. Whereas a business owner pays taxes after the fact. They pay taxes on their net income. And as a business owner, you can control how much net income you have. So you can control how much taxable income you have. Um, that's really, really key concept to try to grasp. For instance, if you're a W-2 wage earner and you make 100 grand, you'll never see that 100 grand. You'll see 65 grand. So you'll only have 65 grand to acquire those assets. Whereas a business owner can take that 100 grand and buy 100 grand worth of equipment, and now they're not paying any taxes. So they're able to utilize that income to acquire more assets, to acquire equipment, to expand their business, etc. And that's a key difference. They have more flexibility with controlling how much taxable income that they actually have at the end of the year. So check out those books, like read those books. They're not the best written books, and Robert Kiyosaki will he'll admit that himself. But the concepts within those books are genius. Um, and if people start to shift their mindset around money and how they utilize debt, there's good debt and bad debt. Good debt is debt used to acquire assets. Bad debt is debt that's used to acquire, dumb shit that's really not gonna. I don't want to say it's dumb, because buying things that improve the quality of your life, it's great. But if it's gonna put you in a hole financially, then it's bad debt at the end of the day. Um, Once you get to a point where you have enough income coming in, you have enough disposable income that you can, install that new kitchen and just write a check for it or whatever, or you can, buy that nice car. I have a nice car. I like cars, but I'm not gonna spend more than I have to acquire a car. Um, so I try to make sure that I invest a good 40 to 60% of everything I make to acquire assets, to acquire more assets, or to put it back into my business, um, etc. And then the rest of the money, I mean, I could do whatever I want with it, because to me, I'm being fiscally responsible, and um, I don't have any debt. The only debt that I have is debt related to real estate, to acquire real estate, and that's good debt because somebody else is paying that debt down for me when I rent out my properties. So borrow at an interest rate of say 3.75, get a return of around 7 or 8% on that money. Um, Pay down the debt, have some profit, have some cash flow, and slowly just increase my wealth every year. So get a net worth calculator and start tracking that, and then you could adjust your behavior to ensure that your net worth is growing every year. Um, the snakes, you could have a full time job and have the snakes as a side hustle, generating another income stream, and then use some of the profits from the snakes to acquire assets, to buy real estate, to invest in stock or whatever. There's a lot of different vehicles that you can invest in, and I'm gonna do another video covering that topic. Um, Give you guys some ideas on how to invest passively, and take some of that snake money and turn it into some passive income, and slowly increase that to the point where you've replaced your W-2 income, and then you can maybe focus full time on running your business and growing your wealth and having fun, living life. All right, guys, I'm out.